Welcome to the EOB podcast, where we talk about the weekend box office and the new openings this week. I'm Binh, and joining me is Senh Dong. We were way off about one of the movies, the new opening movies last weekend.
Well, I guess it's a good surprise, especially for the box office.
It is, but we'll get to that. As you all know, the new James Bond movie opened called Spectre, and it was the number 1 movie, but it didn't open as well as the previous one. It only made 73 million over the weekend.
Only.
Yeah. But Skyfall made what, 80? 85. Yeah, or 80, something like that. And I thought it would probably do 80.
Right. I was high on it. I was thinking it might do 95. So kind of below what most people in the industry expected. But hey, 73 million opening is still a lot, and it's the second best opening of the franchise.
Yes. The reported budget is 245, but I read that it's something probably over 300. I'm sure they're Sony or whoever's footing the bill is breathing a sigh of relief. Hey, we got 73 million opening. Yay.
Yeah, I read on EW that it was like 300 million. But that's what the studio was fighting back against, Sony. That's what Amy Pascal was fighting the filmmakers on. It's like, hey, get the budget below 300 million. And I guess maybe they eventually got it down to 245 or 250, which is the number that I'm reading more of now. But in the beginning, they wanted a $300 million budget.
Yeah, I suspect with this budget, there's the official number and then there's the real number, and the real number is always higher than what they're reporting.
Yeah, it could be. Or it could be lower because depending on how they do it, they could get tax breaks and all that stuff.
That's true. But at the end of the day, if we take that element out of it, that's the real budget.
Yeah. So it could be anywhere from 245 to 300 million.
Right.
It's an expensive movie, and I'm not sure if they're breathing a sign of relief. They knew it was going to, and 73 million is what they conservatively was expecting, the studio. So I think they were hoping for something more too, but hey, sometimes you have to take a step back and say, you know what, 70 is a lot of money.
Yeah, that's true. But also you want to think that as a studio or as a franchise, you want to think this is a blip, right? The scary thing is, what if this is not a blip? Maybe.
What do you mean this is a blip?
The decrease in the box office. Yeah, even though it made 73 million, maybe they're afraid that, hey, the next movie may not make even less. That's the scary thing. And that's the thing that's keeping these people awake at night.
Yeah, although it's doing really well overseas, though. Even though it didn't do as well as Skyfall, domestically or worldwide.
You're
and
right.
The other thing is, Skyfall is kind of like an anomaly when you look at the franchise. I mean, it's by far the highest grossing film. I think the next highest is like 500 million or something in that ballpark. So Skyfall made 1.1 billion, which is kind of like even in that franchise, it came out of nowhere.
Okay, all right. So we need to move this along since you need to go soon.
Yeah.
So let's keep it a little short for this week. So I'm just saying, Spectre, I think performed below expectations, right? But hopefully this is just an anomaly. Just like with any franchise, you want the movie to be better. The box office takes to be better and better. If not increase, it doesn't decrease like this, right? So and there's one thing that I was mistaken. Daniel Craig is contracted for one more movie, so Spectre is not his final one.
One thing that we forgot to mention was Spectre is actually not nearly as well reviewed as the other Bond films. It's only about 63% on the tomato meter. Where Skyfall was like 96%, is like probably the best reviewed film in the franchise. So that might have something to do with it. The actor is just not as good of a Bond film.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of see it from the I mean, for me, like I told you that the trailer wasn't that good.
Yeah.
Just like
It seems like another Bond movie.
Yeah, another Bond movie that didn't bring anything new. In fact, they actually they rely on the old stuff. Like everything's bigger. It seems generic almost.
Right.
Right. Let's head on to number 2, which is occupied by the Peanuts movie. this is the movie that I was completely wrong on, and I believe you were too. We both agreed that it would probably do around 25 million, and all reason being is that, hey, this is a movie that, like the Peanuts or the Charlie Brown Gang, it's something that might not be, like kids might not be able to enjoy or might not to identify with because they didn't grow up with these type of characters. But it proved us wrong.
Yeah. So a lot of parents probably took their kids to it rather than the other way around.
That's all reasoning for it, right? I mean, the parents took the kids because they don't want to be seen alone in the movie theater.
So 45 million is actually really promising, but surprisingly, I didn't realize that the budget was nearly 100 million.
Mm-hmm. So which is okay, I think, for something like this.
Yeah, which is a modest budget for animated, computer-generated animated feature.
Right. I mean, the 45 million opening suggests to me that, hey, they could probably do another movie with a lower budget, just like what they did with the Hotel Transylvania series. Just lower the budget and they'll do well. I mean, 45 million, hey, not bad.
I'm not sure. They depending on how it holds up. I mean, if it does really well, like if it does, Hotel Transylvania numbers. If it makes 150, they probably won't lower the budget. But they might lower the budget.
Right. You're telling me that the parents might ask to see it again, but the kids doesn't want to take them.
Right. Exactly.
They experience a huge drop off.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. All right, let's move on to number 3, The Martian. Made 9.3 million over the weekend. It dropped 21%, and it has made nearly 200 million domestically. I'm surprised by how well it's holding up despite Spectre, which commands a similar older audience. And then Peanuts movie obviously draws those too. So I'm surprised The Martian is still holding up really well.
Yeah, I think The Martian is one of those movies that feed onto itself once it reaches a certain level. Say, oh, you got to see The Martian. Oh, yeah, okay, let's go see The Martian.
Yeah,
and it's one of those movies that people put on their to-do list to watch.
Right.
And that's the thing. And the thing is, like right now, worldwide, it's at 458 million. Ridley Scott's, I guess, top-grossing movie, I believe.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and it is going to open in China and Japan this week, I believe.
Oh, yeah. So they'll add a lot to it.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move on to Goosebumps. Almost 7 million over the weekend and holding up pretty well, too. Below 30% drop off. And it has made 66.4 million so far, which is pretty good for its $58 million budget.
Yeah, that's true. It didn't open well, but hey, it's hanging on.
Yeah. It has legs. The worldwide figure is at 92 million.
Yeah, that's true. And surprisingly, even though they might target different demographics, with the Peanuts movie, it still managed to pull in almost 7 million.
Yeah, yep. And another movie that's holding up pretty well is Bridge of Spies, the number 5 movie.
Yes.
With 6 million, 28% drop off, and it has made 55 million at a budget of just 40 million. Despite not being one of Steven Spielberg's higher grossing films, it's probably, it'll be profitable.
Yes. Hey, look, you have Steven Spielberg teaming up with Tom Hanks. I mean, those combinations usually do better than what the British Spies has shown so far. But hey, the budget is low and the subject matter might not appeal to a wide swath of people.
Yeah, right. And they knew going in because they only budgeted at 40 million. Because,
right.
You think that with Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks, it would easily go over 100 million. Since they limited the budget to 40, they kind of knew that this is not the kind of movie that will appeal to a huge mass audience.
Right. Okay, how about we move on to number 6? Hotel Transylvania 2. It made about 3.5 million over the weekend. It's still staying in theaters in its 7th week. Experienced a nearly 40% drop off from the previous weekend, and so far made 161 million. Budget's 80, and the worldwide figure is 404.
Yeah, which is already about 50 or 60 million more than the first film. It's a beloved franchise.
It is now. We laugh at that Sony executive, but hey, you can be right.
I'm not sure about beloved.
Yeah. Sony needs some good
Beloved
news.
enough.
Right. Yeah, all I'm just saying is Sony's down right now. We should throw some goodwill toward this way.
Yeah, instead of continuing to kick them.
Right. And hey, you gotta remember that it's directed by Glendy Tartakovsky, the guy who did the Samurai. Was it?
A Samurai Jack movie?
Yeah, Samurai Jack. That's right.
Animated series, yeah. The Samurai Jacks have a very unique look and feel.
Yeah, but I don't think that that look and feel translate to a wide audience.
Depends. Yeah.
No, it's just I'm sure because you tried all these art styles, and the one that has the most success or what you see, the regular round faces, cute characters, things like that.
It could be.
It won't be as beloved. That's what I'm saying. No. If the art style is it's like Samurai Jack.
Yeah, right. All right. Let's move on to number 7. Burnt. 3 million, 40% drop off. After 2 weeks, it's made 10 million and a budget of 20 million. No matter how you slice this, it's a huge disappointment for the Weinstein Company and Bradley Cooper.
Well, it's one of those movies that will probably make back its budget.
Not in theaters. On video. It'll probably eventually might turn a profit.
Yeah, I mean, there's still the overseas, right? I mean, once it gets going there.
Yeah.
So I think the budget is very doable since they're at 10 million right now, and once they expand overseas, I'm sure they'll get to 20 million.
Yeah, although this is not the kind of movie that does well overseas, and usually you want to make back your budget domestically, and I don't see it making another 10 million.
Not the way shopping.
Yeah, but I mean, with a $20 million budget, we probably make it back on home video.
Well, we'll see though, because since this is only the second weekend, it might experience a lower drop off in subsequent weeks. So who knows? I think 20 million domestically is doable.
At this current pace, it might be, but yeah, might be.
I'm counting on seeing in theaters, and it will experience drops off in the maybe 30% range.
That's something we'll have to see in the coming weeks.
All right, number 8, The Last Witch Hunter, made 2.6 million over the weekend. Experienced a 49% drop off.
Yeah, it's almost the second highest drop off of all the films in the top 10.
Yeah, and it stars Vin Diesel, who's coming off, Furious 7.
Furious 7, yeah. And, so far it's only made about 24 million domestically at a budget of 80 million. So it is losing a lot of money. But hey, overseas it's actually doing pretty good. It's already made 60 million overseas. The worldwide figure is at 84 million. They'll still lose money. I think with an $80 million budget, you need a worldwide figure of at least 160. And then the film might make its money back, make a profit on home video. Domestically, it's already dropping like a brick. So the only hope this has is international. And international seems promising so far. So we'll have to see how it does in the following weeks.
Yes, I think that this just goes to show that Vin Diesel just doesn't have the range to extend beyond his tough guy persona. Fantasy is not for him, maybe.
Yeah, right. Let's move on to number 9, The Intern. It made 1.8 million over the weekend. Experienced a relatively low drop off of only 25%, and it has made 71.4 million so far at a budget of just 35 million. And this is one of those films that didn't open spectacularly, but it has been holding up really well, and the word of mouth is spreading. And it's not even that well reviewed. But hey, its target audience like it enough that it's staying around, and it's at 71.4 million.
Yeah, this movie continues to surprise me. I was very low on this movie. I thought it wouldn't do well at all, but it's spending. It's already at its 7th week, and it's still in the top 10.
Yeah, and it's already made 71.4 million.
Exactly. It's just there to let people know. That Ben, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Right. I guess Nancy Meyers, and Robert De Niro still has a career in comedy.
Well, Robert De Niro has been transitioning toward comedies for a long while already. He's taking it easy right now. I don't when was the last serious drama that he did? I don't remember. I don't recall.
Yeah, people say he's just chilling out right now and getting his paycheck. He's retired. In other words.
Yeah. Well, it's good to cash into your persona. If you can do it.
Oh wow, the worldwide figure is even more impressive. It's at 181 million worldwide.
Wow.
That's crazy. Yeah, at a budget of 35 million. Geez, it's going to be a huge profit maker for Warner Brothers.
You want to explain the worldwide figure to me, or is this something that couldn't be explained?
I don't get it. I mean, this is this is not the type of movie that usually does well, overseas. Maybe Anne Hathaway. Who knows?
Could be.
Maybe Anne Hathaway to all.
Maybe they like to see an older man and a younger woman pairing. Who knows?
I don't know. Yeah.
All right. We just couldn't explain it. This is one of the things. Intern, the mystery movie of 2015.
Gonna have to watch it. Or maybe it's just a movie of the times.
It
Some
could
old
be,
guy
but
retiring,
but
the internet, coming back to work,
Yeah, who knows? But just like you say, the review weren't that great, but somehow it ended up having all these, interests.
Right. All right. Should we move on to the movie in the 10th position? Paranormal Activity, The Ghost Dimension. Made 1.6 million over the weekend. After 3 weeks of release, it has made 16 million at a budget of just 10 million. So it's going to be a profitable film. And wow, I guess worldwide is even more impressive. The worldwide figure is 67 million.
Wow.
At a $10 million budget, that's what, despite how little it made compared to the previous ones, this is still a huge profit maker, $10 million movie making nearly 70 million worldwide. We might see more in theaters.
I believe we will. I mean, why not, right? Once you have it, you can milk it. And a lot of these bad movies, hey, if you want to blame anyone, to blame the overseas market. They're keeping these movies afloat.
Right. Who knows? Jason Blum might make the next one for $1 million.
I believe he could do it. Okay. Other movies of note is Our Brand is Crisis, which came in number 11. And its second week experienced a 54% drop off. Even though it's only made for 28 million, it's not going to be good for Warner Brothers.
It's going to be a loser, obviously.
Well, unless the overseas market prop it up again. I mean,
who knows? Maybe Sandra Bullock can pack him in overseas. But the subject matter doesn't. It seemed like a very kind of domestic type of movie.
I guess the movie takes place in a South American country.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's a political dramedy, and I don't know. Usually those things don't really translate. Especially when the hot spot is not so hot, and if it's not, if it doesn't take place in your own backyard.
Right. The other movie of note is Steve Jobs. They took out 2,000 screens. So this film is being dropped from theaters. It's only in 400 theaters. And, it experienced a steep drop-off, 70% drop-off. It only made about 800,000 over the weekend. I don't think the studio was hoping that this might stay around until the Oscar nominations come out, and it's not. It's just going to disappear.
Yes. 2 Steve Jobs movie proved it already. It's like, hey, Steve Jobs, the man, might be good at selling products, but as a movie, he's not no one, but not a lot of interest there.
Yeah, so there's a lot of interest in the tech world, but outside of that tech world, the mainstream audience don't really care.
Right, and then the other Apple co-founder, Steve Wozniak or something like that. Yeah. They kind of distance themselves from these movies.
Steve Wozniak I think he was very involved in this one. He wasn't involved in the previous one, but this one, I think he was pretty involved.
Okay.
Because the one with the previous one, the one with
Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah, Ashton Kutcher was a little bit more of a good guy and a figure to be revered. Where Steve Jobs, this one, the current one, is more they show some of the bad side of Steve Jobs, and maybe that's why Steve Wozniak was involved.
Right.
They show that he might not be the nicest guy, even though he developed great products and he's a great visionary. And
right, he wants to set the record straight that hey, there's the other co-founder here, and Steve Jobs didn't do everything himself.
Right.
Okay, let's move on to the openings, and I think we're making good time too. Okay, new openings this week. We have the 33, which is about I think the Chilean or mining accident that trapped 33 people in a mine, and the people above ground the effort to rescue them.
And then we have the other one, Love the Coopers.
It's a Christmas movie. Let's talk about the 33. It stars Antonio Banderas, Rodrigo Santoro, Juliette Binoche, Gabriel Byrne. Lots of good people here.
I don't know. I don't think the interest is that high because I think it's kind of like those 9/11 movies. Even though a couple of them are pretty well made and are well reviewed, it's like something you already seen on the news for so long and have been following day to day. And it's one of those things where I'm not sure if people have any more interest in it.
Yeah, like similar to yours. It's a movie about events that took place, I don't know, a couple years ago, I believe.
Yeah.
And they're good as news story, but you know what news story is like. After a couple of days, they just disappear. People just lose interest.
I mean, yeah, it is the interest. It's just that it was on TV every day, and it was all over the place, and it was super saturated, and you can't not turn on the TV and not hear about it. So it seems like everything you probably wanted to know or you probably already know, and because it was so overly saturated during the news cycle that people have probably whatever they wanted to know, they probably already seen it or have heard too much.
That is also true, but then again, I don't remember that much about that event, to tell you the truth.
Oh, okay.
Even though I might have some interest then, but it's just that over some period of time, I just forget about it.
Right.
People will say, "Oh yeah, I remember, something about mining accident that trapped some people."
Yeah.
That's one of those things where it's so distant right now, like from time and place. So I don't think this movie will open that well, to tell you the truth. I mean, because hey, there is Antonio Banderas, all these other actors in it, but not a lot of people that you would say are big draws.
Yeah, not people who open up films. What figure are you putting it at?
Let's give it the benefit of the doubt. Let's do 20.
20?
20.
You're giving it 20 million? All right, you're going to be way off on it.
Okay. Well, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking 5 or less.
5 or less?
I mean, Antonio Banderas doesn't open movies. None of those actors open movies, and the interest level I don't think is that high. If they can't sell Steve Jobs, I don't know how they can sell this one. I'm thinking it's going to be, I'll put a figure on it, 3.2 million.
3.2 million, so specific. All right. Like I say, I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt. Okay, so
okay. 20 million. You're way high. Right, 20 million.
It's very possible. It could be come next week. I would say, hey, Sen, I was way off on this movie. I should have listened to you. But I took the chance. I stick my neck out for this movie. I'll go with 20.
Yeah, you stick your neck out.
Exactly. My reputation's on the line.
Okay.
All right. How about Love the Coopers?
Christmas movie.
Comedy.
It
has all the people you expect in these movies. Marissa Tomei, Olivia Wilde, Diane Keaton, who's always seems to be in these type of movies. Ed Helms, John Goodman, Alan Arkin.
Yeah, I haven't seen any reviews so far on Rotten Tomatoes.
And I don't think you will until opening day.
Yeah. These movies usually on that well review. This one, I'll give it like 8 to 10 million. Christmas movie.
8 to 10. How to say really. This is this week I think you might be right because it's kind of the lull between big movies. Like you have James Bond, and then you have this lull. Okay, so they can make the money, and then after that, next week, you have the final Hunger Game movie.
Yeah.
So I want to go high, but I'm not sure how well this movie would do. Okay, how about 10 to 15?
10 to 15. Okay.
Let's do this range because hey, it's a light comedy. People want to laugh, and this is the only comedy out there. Even though it doesn't seem that funny, but hey, it's a family comedy, so who knows?
Right. Hey, there's always a need for the Christmas movie.
Yeah, the feel-good movie. People just want to cheer up. Yeah, I suspect I might be too high on the 33, but let's go for it.
The reviews are 41% for 33 on Rotten
Wow,
Tomatoes.
that's true. Yeah, then I'm definitely high.
Yeah, only 17 reviews so far though.
Okay.
But as these things go, they tend to be higher, so this thing might go down even lower.
Oh, that's true. Okay. All right. You will have to carry the torch next week once we got as long as one of us is right, I think we're good.
Yeah.
We
make time.
We made it through.
We'll see who's right next week.
We kind of know who's right, so we don't have to see. But hey,
you never know though. Hey, you're sticking your neck out. You never know.
Yeah, you never know. But sometimes you just have to, lay it out there, make this bet. Even though you're wrong, even though you know you're wrong.
Right.
Okay, I'm pulling for you, the 33. Don't
don't let them down.
Yeah, don't let me down. At least do 15.
Or 10, somewhere in the middle.
Even 10 is respectable too.
Yeah.
Okay, then let's come back next week and hear me apologize for how wrong I am on the 33.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna revise my figure. I'll do 3.3. How's that?
3.3. All right, not much big difference there, but hey,
just to go with the number 3.3.
3.3. All right. Oh yeah, that's good. I see.
Yeah, I'm moving the decimal point just one to the left.
That's good. Yeah,
3.3 million.
The theme of the movie. All right.
Okay. See you guys next week.
All right. Bye-bye.